Welcome to another episode of Crime Conversations. I'm Carmen Amato in Tennessee, here with
Jane Berrick, writing as Berrick Ford in the UK. I've gone the other way with my crime series with a young PC called Tamsin Poldu. She's right at the beginning of her career, so I've got her as a student officer, and she will progress. But I have made a bit of a problem for myself because if I'm keeping it absolutely in time as she grows through the ranks, then it's got to be contemporary with what's going on around. So that either means I've got to write really, really, really fast,
which is
or I do one book a year where there are big leaps forward. So I might have painted myself into a corner slightly, but I can always slow her aging down if I ever want to. But at the moment, I'm trying to keep it absolutely. So I'm writing a book called Dead Shore, which will be out in October, and is actually set in this August at a surf festival called the Boardmaster. So it's all about what's happening this summer. So it's very much in that time frame. But maybe I will change that in the future. I don't know yet.
but that'll be the fourth book in the series.
Right. Yeah.
And how much time in the series has elapsed between book one and book four?
About 1.5 years, which is as from when I started writing. But the first book came out about 9 months ago.
Okay.
So I've sort of caught up to in the publishing schedule to where I am with the actual writing. It's quite nice in one way because if it's hot outside, I can talk about what it's like with the cold water in the surf and the sun shining down. And if it's winter, I can talk about the howling gales coming across the Atlantic and all that kind of thing.
But
So I don't
that
know.
is a fast pace. That is
It is,
a
yeah.
fast
Yeah.
production pace for
Yeah.
significant crime fiction novels that you're releasing. Now, your book four, there's going to be a big surfing, is it a competition, a
Yeah,
festival? Oh,
a festival. It's also started off as a surfing competition, but it's become a big music festival as well. So all the kids go there for 3 or 4 days of camping, drinking, surfing, and music. Yeah,
okay. So that would be a fun hangout place.
it would be. It's probably yeah.
Although being
I'm
seen through
thinking
the lens.
past camping now, but the logistics of it are fascinating, really. Talking to local police officers who've policed it. Apart from anything else, it started off as a small surf festival on a farm down a one-car track, and I do mean one car. You can't get a car going in each direction. It's that narrow. So they've obviously had to change a few things over the years because it's gone from a few thousand people to 50,000 people. I mean, the town it's centered on only has 23,000 people living there. So there's this massive influx that's all got to be managed. You've got to manage the traffic. You've got to manage what happens if someone gets ill and an ambulance has to get through or a helicopter needs somewhere to land. And these days, we also have to think, what if there's a terrorist attack? How will that be managed?
Wow.
And these are all things that happened. I mean, going back to, the awful, awful suicide bombing of the Ariana Grande concert in Manchester at the arena. It's a musician that kids go to. There were little kids there, 10-year-olds and 12 and 13 and 14, and a couple of hundred people died. So the police will have to think about how they handle a terrorist attack as well. So this is sort of the world Tamsin will be in.
I am waiting for book four impatiently.
Me too.
Um, so I think we should wrap this up so you can get back to work.